Okay, so now we'll be generating the SSL request. So the higher level overview, we're on step 6 of the whole process. So for the video overview, we're going to be using OpenSSL to generate the private key and certificate signing request. We're going to copy some files to a local machine, and then we're going to send this request file to ETG department and wait for them to send the certificate back. So here are our sources: OpenSSL, SSL, which is just talking about SSL, what it is, Google OAuth, and encryption. So all these documents for more in depth, we won't be going over them right now, but this is for your reading and your understanding. So big picture and why. So why SSL? So SSL means secure socket layer. So SSL certification adds secure connection to the website for each user. This is basically just HTTPS, and this is a dependency for Google Auth because we need the HTTPS for actual authentication to work. And why OpenSSL? Because it's a simple way to generate private keys and certificate signing requests. And why do we need the private keys? So the POP key is used to encrypt data to the server so that only the server can decrypt using this private key. And why do we need this certificate signing request? The request allows for information about our server and how we will use the SSL to be sent. And why do we need the department? It is included in part of their professional duties, and they have a connection to a enterprise or a company that gives them the certificates. So here's a diagram overview, and we'll be focusing mainly on the request and sending it to ETG. So this is in the main diagram, but this is just a diagram focus. So we're going to need the virtual machine, we're going to need ETG, and then we're going to need OpenSSL to get this request. So the main components, so ETG, here we have an ETG login, and to complete the request, one needs to send the request to a certificate authority to complete this request and give us their certificate. So like what I said earlier, ETG works with a company that allows them to send the request and receive their certificate. Otherwise, we would need to pay for it. So OpenSSL, this will be needed to create the keys, and SSL secures connection for OAuth, like I said before. And here will be the walkthrough, and this is just the process of generating the SSL keys and the certificate request. Alright, hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do the SSL certification. So right now I'm just in the VM right here on VS Code. So we can see right here I am in the directory of the user. So we're just going to create a new folder, just call it SSL, just to store. We're going to move it later to etc, and then when we install Nginx, we're going to move it into there. So yeah, SSL is used for, because right now, whenever we run the server and we go to the browser, it's only HTTP, but we want HTTPS for Google authentication to actually work. So what we need to do is go into the CD, and we're going to go into the actual folder we just created. So alright, so now that we're here, the command we're going to be running, so we're going to use OpenSSL. So we can see it. I believe it comes already installed on any Ubuntu server. But yeah, we're going to be using OpenSSL to request a new certificate and generate a new private key. So what we're going to run is OpenSSL rec, which is our request new. It's a new request, and it's going to ask us a bunch of questions after we run this command, new dash new key, and then we're going to do the type of key we want. I will also put in the documents or in the description of this video of the documents of what each of these options or flags mean. I won't get really descriptive in it right now. So nodes, and then dash key out too. And then we're gonna name it whatever we want. So right now I'm just gonna name it estimate23 dot key. This is our actual key. And then this flag out is we're just gonna call it the same thing, estimate23, but this time SCSR, which is certificate service certificate certification, I believe. It's just a request. And we'll see that up here over here. So we're just gonna run this. So I'm cutting in here, making a new part of the video because I made some mistakes in the last one. I explained it wrong maybe. So what we're gonna be doing with this command is we create a new private key. And then once we have that private key, we are creating a new certificate request here. And once we have this certificate request, we can now send that request over to your department, your school's department where they're in charge of all the networking stuff. Or let me explain it better, maybe Iowa State. So ETG is Iowa State's. ETG is pretty much the department that helps you with any problems. They provide the VMs for our institute. Pretty much any problems. I believe their site is down right now, so I can't go to their site. But yeah, this is our department. You have to find your department, and then you have to tell them that you want this new, you want to verify this. You have this request, and they're gonna you're gonna take this request file to them. You're gonna give it to them, and then they're gonna come back and give you a new file, which is the actual certificate. So once we are here, when they're asking our information, we want to specify country. We're going to specify the state, specify the city, organization name, do your organization, which is the school, and organizational unit, we don't need that. Common name is the actual site you want, I believe. So we're going to put SD May 2346.ece IA state.edu. So this is what we want to verify right here. But this is the domain we're going to be using, so you need to provide this common name to them. Email address, I'm going to add mine. Challenge password, I believe you don't need this. And then optional company name, we're just going to do Iowa State also. So now we have that, as we can see. So you want to send this file to your pretty much your department where they are in charge of all this networking stuff. Provide the department who provides you VMs. They should be able to help you out with this part. So I'm just gonna show you guys. So you just want to send this certificate request, this file, and they're gonna send you the actual certificate back. And then I will continue in the next video when we talk about Nginx, what to do with that certificate and how we get that. But once you have that new file, the certificate, you're just gonna add it in the same directory as these two new files that we created right here. So yeah, thank you. So the next step will just be using Nginx to create a reverse proxy server. And then setting up this reverse proxy, we'll just be installing Nginx, copy the SSL content, and then we're going to be adding this configuration to a sites enabled folder. I'll go more in depth in the next video. Thank you.